What's up, guys? Thomas Mott here. Welcome to the Thomas Mott Show on Christmas Day, Thursday, NFL Draft Day. We are hours away from round one, and a lot of crazy stuff is going to happen tonight. This might be one of the more wild first rounds in recent history due to the uncertainty, and obviously it's going to be live during it. Mark your calendars, set your clocks, be ready to go 7:30 p.m. tonight, Eastern Time. Myself and Josh Davis, the Philly Special Show on my channel, link down below in the description box, will be live for the entire first round. 5+ hours. We're going to be answering questions, reacting to the draft, giving away the jersey that we mentioned. Going to pick the winner, and I also have a fun surprise during the show as well, so stay tuned for that. Thumbs up for the draft being tonight. We are all very, very excited. Final bit of draft news. Is it all smoke? Is it real? Who knows? Here's what we know as of today, starting with the fan favorite, Bijan Robinson. There's a report here from NFL.com. Throw it up on your screen. Quote, top-class Texas running back Bijan Robinson continues to draw buzz as to just how high he could possibly go in the draft. Philadelphia Eagles have been a team associated with Robinson, and NFL Network's James Palmer reported Wednesday that the interest is real for Philly to select the talented tailback at number 10 overall. Palmer added that even though the Eagles are not the only team in that range that is interested in Robinson, end quote. Now, we talked about Bijan Robinson ad nauseum here, but at least you know, according to a report, and he was at the Eagles facility, there's a real interest there. Does that mean they're really going to take him? No, it doesn't mean anything, but it means that perhaps it's not all smoke, that all this idea of drafting Bijan Robinson is a real thought the Eagles are still trying to go ahead and figure out, and it might come down to who is available at number 10, as we will see. Not to be outdone, James Palmer, in that same report, noticed another name that's trending big time, one we've not talked about a lot here on the show. Not Peter Skoronski, not Jalen Carter, not Will Anderson, not Tyree Wilson, but one left tackle, Paris Johnson. Listen to Palmer.
Well, we know that they need defensive line help, Andrew, but always the eye is on the offensive side of the ball here in Philadelphia. And Ohio State left tackle Paris Johnson really impressed, I'm told, during his official visit here at the NovaCare complex. But I've also talked to teams, Andrew, that are above the Eagles who are picking at 10, where Johnson also impressed extremely well with those teams. So Howie Roseman, would he have to possibly trade up for Paris Johnson if it's the tackle that he wants?
Now, Johnson is the true best left tackle in the entire NFL draft. He might go ahead of number 10. You might have to trade up for him, as obviously Palmer just mentioned. But keep an eye out on Palmer, maybe even ahead of Skoronski, especially if they don't feel confident in Lane Johnson's long-term standing in Philadelphia, a.k.a. he retires sooner than the final 3 years of his contract would suggest. So, again, smoke, fire, who knows? We have absolutely no idea what's going on in terms of Philadelphia, but it is worth noting that the interest is real for Bijan Robinson, and Paris Johnson, the tackle, as I've said all along, could be a real possibility. I think before we get into the final mock draft of Mel Kiper, let me just say this. I want Bijan, you want Bijan, I want Jalen Carter, you want Jalen Carter, but when it comes really down to it, he most likely picks at number 10 are Lucas Van Ness, are Nolan Smith, Peter Skoronski, Paris Johnson, and you could probably throw in Myles Murphy there as well. Those are the five most likely guys who are A, going to be available at 10, and B, that the Eagles could go ahead and target. Now, if you trade up, different story. Trade back, different story. But those are the five most likely guys I think right now. I've mentally prepared for no Bijan and no Carter. I hope I'm wrong. You'll see my reaction tonight on the live show. Okay, Mel Kiper, he is very well connected. I know a lot of people don't think Mel Kiper is great at this, but he talks to a lot of football teams. He's released his final mock. There's a couple of key takeaways here. Let's go ahead and throw it up on the screen. See Bryce Young of the Carolina Panthers there at number 1. That seems to be a very consensus surefire thing. And I agree right here with Will Anderson at number 2. I think the Texans go with Anderson. I think they're going to wait till later on in the draft to maybe get a quarterback. And the reports of Tennessee making a blockbuster trade up to 3 are seemingly pretty darn real. They go for C.J. Stroud in this mock. I think that's very likely because they want to get ahead of the Colts. The Colts go Will Levis, the quarterback out of Kentucky. Levis is the wild card of the quarterbacks. Well, I guess Stroud is 2, but Levis could be as high as 2. He could fall back to 4. Who knows where he goes, but the Josh Allen comparisons are too juicy for teams to pass up on Levis at 4. This is why I've already ruled out Carter in my mind. I think Seattle stays put and takes him. I'd be shocked if Seattle doesn't go ahead and take him. Yes, Tyree Wilson would be available, but I'd be surprised if Carter is not the guy at number 5. Witherspoon to Detroit at 6 makes a ton of sense. That'd be good news for Philadelphia because in this case, Tyree Wilson has fallen a little bit, but Witherspoon at 6 to Detroit in Kiper's mock. Christian Gonzalez at 7 to the Raiders. This could be a quarterback. You never know. Maybe Anthony Richardson, but they go corner in Mel's mock. Now, this is where Bijan gets interesting. Now, you see Atlanta there at 8, Tyree Wilson. That's the more sensible pick because Atlanta has always needed pass rusher help. However, they could very easily go Bijan, and the reports are that Atlanta is very high on Robinson. Now, here is where it gets really fun. Paris Johnson at 9, taking the offensive line play off the board for Philadelphia. Not even a chance for Howie Roseman to take tackle. He'd have to go with Peter Skoronski, more of a true guard. And then the coup de grace, Bijan Robinson at 10. Mel puts him there at 10. He mentions Skoronski is an option as well, but it is worth noting that there are some rumors out there, and we talked about him earlier, that Bijan at Eagles at 10, at least in this case with the draft falling, could be very likely because the pass rushers are all gone, the top 3, and the best tackle's gone as well, so then maybe you go ahead and pull the trigger on Bijan Robinson. A couple other interesting ones here. Van Ness with Arizona jumping back. Richardson going 12-12 to the Texans. That'd be fun for Houston to get the quarterback and the pass rusher at the same time. And then you got to wait till a little bit later on to see some of the other familiar moves. Darnell Wright, Nolan Smith going 14, Skoronski going 15, and Deonte Banks going 16 to the Washington Commanders. Now, the next real interesting pick as we scroll through these here is the falling of Broderick Jones to 219, Miles Murphy at 20, and then Zay Flowers and Jackson Smith and Jigba going 21 and 22, with Njigba going second behind Zay Flowers. Flowers has had a monumental rise up the draft boards. There's been a lot of talk about, obviously, the Chiefs and working out with Patrick Mahomes, but that would be surprising to me if it's not JSN going ahead of Zay Flowers. Joey Porter Jr. going 23, Anton Harris going 24, Addison to the Giants. I think that's a real possibility there, especially with the run on wide receivers a little bit early on. And then the typical Cowboy mock here has always been Dalton Kincaid or Michael Mayer. Kincaid, the available one here, as Mayer is already gone. Will McDonald, Jahmyr Gibbs, 28 to Cincinnati. Worth noting in case Philly did get a tackle at 10, let's say, and Gibbs goes to 28, you're losing running back, right? It kind of falls out of the first round. Maisie Smith, and then how about this? Kalijah Cansey at 30. How many times have we mentioned the perfect mock as running back and D tackle, whether it's Carter and Gibbs or Bijan and Cansey? Josh Davis hosting with me tonight. He's a big, Cansey and Robinson guy. I'm a Carter and Gibbs guy, but what are you going to do? This would be pretty darn good. And finally, a trade up, the Rams. This would make a lot of sense going into the first round, giving up more first-round draft picks to do so. They get Hendon Hooker there at 31. I could see Hendon's going to go tonight. I mean, Hendon Hooker will go tonight. Is it going to be in the teens or in the late 20s? That's going to be the real question mark. But this, to me, is a pretty darn accurate mock. And Mel's going to get things wrong. He always does, but he's plugged in as well. And at the top of the draft, it's going to be very interesting. So nobody knows. Honestly, I have no idea, but the fun of tonight is watching with us. We're going to do the jersey giveaway. We've had a bunch of people enter. You're going to have chances to enter before the Eagles make that first pick, and then once they make the first pick, a little bit of time, and then we'll go ahead and randomly select the winner. Be sure to be subscribed to my show and Josh's show. It's going to be an absolute blast, and I have a special announcement, hopefully for tonight. Try to make it work for tonight. Josh says he does too. I don't know what his is, but we both do. It's going to be a blast. Hang out with us, comment, react, have the ESPN stream on your TV, have us on your laptop or your phone. Come and hang out. We're going to have a bunch of fun. Thumbs up for draft day, baby. We wait all year for this, and we finally have gotten there. Oh, my goodness. Very exciting. I'm Thomas Mott. Pumped on a Thursday. This is the Thomas Mott Show.